Hey, I'm Rebecca, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a thrift flip. I'm going to be taking in some big jeans that I thrifted in my last thrift haul. And here they are. They're really big. They're probably like 5 sizes too big for me. I'm not sure. I have a lot that I need to take off though. And I'm going to do 2 different methods. So yeah, I'm going to take you along with me and I'm going to teach you how you can do it on your own thrifted jeans or whatever jeans that you find that are just too big for you. So yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into the video. So this is what they looked like before the transformation. They're just a really good wash, and I think they have a lot of potential to be cute. So the first thing I'm doing is just getting a general measurement of how much I want to take off the waist, and I needed to take off 16 centimeters in total from the waist and the upper part of the pants. And then I went down the leg to see how much I needed to take off the rest of the pants, and I noted that down for future use. Here I'm just doing some math because I want to take off 16 centimeters from the back darts and using the side seam method. I will be taking 12 centimeters off using the back pocket dart method. That will be about 6 centimeters on each side. And I will also be taking in the side seams. So I'll be taking off 2 centimeters on each side at the very top and then increasing the seam allowance as I go down so it will fit my legs properly. So next I'm going to seam rip off all the belt loops and most of the waistband in the back. Here I am being dramatic, but no, this seriously actually hurt. I hurt myself a lot in this. I didn't even film all the times that I accidentally pinned myself or got myself with the seam ripper. So I opened it up like this so it will be easier and look nicer once I take off these 8 centimeters from each side on the waistband. So I'm just lining up the 4 centimeter mark on my measuring tape in the very middle of that side waistband. Then I mark the 2 ends with pins that I brought right sides together, and I will pin and sew them up. Finally, the last thing we need to seam rip off are these pockets. So now I can start my first method of putting in the back pocket darts. And first I'm just marking right where that midline is in the pocket so that my darts aren't off kilter and look weird. So I'm taking off, I think it was 5.8 centimeters from each pocket dart. So I'm just marking half of 5.8 centimeters in the midline and then putting my pins on either side of this so they're equal. And now I'm gonna make a small mark at 18 centimeters down from the top of the jeans, and then I'm going to connect where the top of my pin is to the bottom of that mark that I made, and I'm gonna do this on either side just so I have a guideline when I'm sewing. And darts are pretty easy to mess up, so I would be careful in doing this and making sure that both of your sides are the same. Now I'm putting them right side together and pinning along these lines that I made so I can sew them up. So I have an update on the jeans. So far I've gotten them to fit around the waist by taking it in just on the waistband and with the darts. I played around with it a little bit. The fit that I'm kind of going for is like tighter up here, and then it gradually gets like wider towards the bottom, so the knee is kind of loose and then everything else is loose. I wouldn't call it a flare fit, but it's definitely just like tighter and then looser, which I think is really flattering for me. So at first I tried the method of just moving over the side seams without like stitching them out, because I know that some people like they completely unstitch the side and then move it over, but I just wanted to test to see if it would work. You could do this if your jeans were smaller. So I tried that, but then I ran into the issue of the fact that like the side seam kind of went a little bit too much on my back leg and it just looked a little bit funny, and I was starting to cover the spot where the pockets, like where the jeans pockets weren't dyed. Instead, I had to give up maintaining this nice side seam. And on the other side, since I already had all the measurements completed on this side, I just did it on this side with a different method, just sewing them right sides together. My plan is to repeat this on the other side of the jeans. Then I just need to sew the waistband back up, and yeah, we should be good, and that's where we are with the jeans. So I made sure that the seams were lying flat first, and then I measured how much I took off on one side, and I tried as best as I could to keep that horizontal line straight, and I took off the same amount on the other side, and then I repeated that just going down the leg. I also had to open up part of the bottom seam just so that side seam that I was sewing laid flat when I was done. And I tried to hand crank it and be nice, and I had jean thread, but it doesn't always work. Well, I'm struggling. So I adjusted the tension to auto and I increased the stitch length to about 3.5, and that seemed to help. And then I just pressed the side seams. And finally, now that everything fits me, I'm going to pin the waistband back onto the jeans so I can sew it all up. Psych, these are the real last steps. So you need to pin the pockets back on, make sure they're even on both sides, and then sew them up. Ow! You are also going to want to sew back on the belt loops and the bottom hem. Here is a reminder of how they first looked. And here is how they look now. I really like the fit, they're exactly like I imagined. I'm so glad I was able to get these pockets on because it was a struggle between making them look right and actually covering up where it wasn't dyed. So I'm super happy with how they turned out, and I can't wait to wear them. They're just super adorable. I also want to show you guys what it looked like without the belt on. You can see just how high-waisted they are. It's a little bit much for me, but it's not a super big deal because I still really like them. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video. Let me know if you decide to do this with any jeans that you have or that you thrifted. I would love to see how it turns out. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Hey. Ow. Ah! Ooh, that hurts.